Welcome to a very special edition of Knowledge, Nonsense, and Reasoning. This is more or less a live version of Knowledge, Nonsense, and Reasoning. We're recording via Zoom, and we're here in the stew with Jonathan Correa, myself, and we got a special guest right here, Steven Delgado. Say what's up to the world, man.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
And then we also got Raul Nieves in the mix. If you want to say hi, Raul.
What's up, everybody?
So, yeah, we're here. We're here to talk about mental health. We're going to go ahead and make this show mainly about mental health, depression, self-harm, and how COVID-19 is playing a main factor in all of that. So yeah. But before we do all that, Steven Delgado is my best friend. We've known each other for over 10 years now, huh?
Yep. That's 10 years is about it.
Yeah. So we go back. We've pulled off some pretty crazy shenanigans, bro. If we do say so ourselves. And I knew that once we started this podcast and this platform, that a lot of these little stories that we have are gonna be coming out. And man, I feel like it's a great time to be able to be talking about these shenanigans.
Definitely agree.
So tell our audience a little something about yourself, Steven.
So I'm gonna tell you how Jonathan and I first met. He was a new student at our charter school, and he sat next to me in math class, and we were working on this math platform called Carnegie.
Yep.
And I told him I was going to pay him a certain amount of money to finish my homework for me. And then turns out I didn't end up paying him, and we just started singing Fly Me to the Moon Together by Frank Sinatra. And from there, our friendship hit off. And basically, I came up with the nickname calling him Correa.
Yep.
And that also blasted off from there. And we've had 10 years of amazing friendships, ups and downs, you know, it's only natural for relationships to build. So yeah, that's our relationship. And we're happy. We've known each other for
It's okay, bro. Don't worry about it. We're live right here. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
All right.
So he never paid me back for Carnegie. But our friendship still blossomed, man. I remember people making fun of us, like, why are you singing those old songs? And it's like, do you even know who he is? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's Frank Sinatra, man. It's effing Frank Sinatra. Oh, by the way, Steven, we're trying to keep cursing to a minimum here because we are expecting to be on national radio, ladies and gentlemen. That is right. That is right. KNR is going to be, as of July 22nd, on national radio, Sirius XM. We're going to be on 145, channel 145, and it's going to be through Slam Academy, Slam Radio. And we're looking forward to this partnership, man. We're looking forward to get to a broader audience. We feel like we have a lot of stuff to say. We have a lot of good content. We're pretty funny. We have people like this that are checking themselves out through Zoom, just like, hey, girl, how you doing? Ooh, I look good. It's okay.
Maybe
we saw that. I saw that. She saw that. He saw that. Whatever. There's a lot of people. There's a bunch of people here, in case you guys didn't know. But we're all safe. We're all safe. We all wash our hands, and we're all doing the right, So just in case anybody's worried.
Just got tested negative. Yep. We're all negative.
We're very happy for that. We're very, very happy for that.
That's what we're here.
Once again, this is my best friend. So the reason why we wanted to go ahead and talk about mental health is because the first 3 episodes, we brought it up. We brought up a lot of things, but we really didn't have a full segment on this topic. And me and Steven, we grew up. How do I put this? We grew up listening to Kid Cudi. Yep. So you knew that there was something wrong with us. We were what would you say? What would be a word that would be used for how we grew up? Especially like in middle school and early high school years.
That's a hard one, man.
Yeah, man. I would say we were misunderstood.
Yeah,
we were
definitely misunderstood.
Me and Steven, we are we create. This is what we're really good at. He does music. He's a great musician. On episode 2 of the KNR podcast, this is the musician that was playing that I played at the end of the podcast. Steven Delgado, RUNO, and the name of the song was Glasses. So that's him, guys. So we didn't start creating music or any artistic content
until a few years ago.
Yeah. So
we just finally, started to focus and put down.
Effort. And I speak for both of us because guess what? I had band. I was in a steel drum band. We had the capability to create, but we just didn't care. Steven was in theater, and this is one of the best actors I've ever met. And man, that really says a lot with how many actors I've really met, right? You know, I haven't met shit. No, I'm just kidding. In the amateur actor world, sorry. So in the amateur actor world, from all the people that I've met that are actors, this is the best one, hands down. This is the guy I put my money on. And even with that being said, you took acting lessons, or you had theater in high school, and could you say that you took that serious?
No, I did not. I actually got an F in drama class, to be honest.
And and once again, I will say it again. He's one of the greatest actors I've met. You know, so we didn't start taking this serious, and I feel like that was also because of our mental health going up through high school.
Definitely. And trying to fit in.
Exactly.
I was always trying to fall in love, find the girl of my dreams, and focus on that when I should have been focusing on myself.
Yep.
And letting everything else come to me. And it put me down a lot. It put my self-esteem, especially with being skinny at that age. I actually was made fun of for being skinny.
Oh, all the time. I remember.
I had so many insecurities about it. So I would wear a sweater to PE, and it would be 100 degrees outside. And I just I guess as a little kid, you know, it was all cool and all. But once it got to the stage where people, you know, judge you a lot in high school, you know, come on, we all been judged, you know, and we've all been through it. We've all gone through something that,
right,
you know, hurts us deep inside that we don't like to talk about.
Absolutely.
And that was one of the biggest things. So I was focusing on things like finding love and all this stuff, but I wasn't focusing on myself, and that really affected me. And I wish I had gotten out of that sooner, because as I'm older, I see that none of that even mattered, because everything comes to you as you're doing the things you love.
Absolutely.
That's when you start to find real love. So I just got stuck in this deep state of depression where I would listen to Kid Cudi, you name it, all the sad songs, you know, emo rock. We were all in it, and yep, it was hard. It was hard.
So So hey man, way to throw that out there. That was very passionate. So what I could take away from that is for the younger audience that we have listening to the show, you know, the early 20s, because I'm turning 25 in less than a month. Steven, you're turning what? 26.
26. Don't even
right?
Remind me.
So yeah, so you know, our early 20s are essentially behind us, and for those out there that are listening that are either like at the point of getting out of high school, or they just got out of high school and they're still trying to find out what they want to do, man, I could speak for both of us that if we really would have put the BS aside when we had all the tools in front of us at a young age, right now we would have been maybe in a studio, like in an actual studio, not in just my room. We would be actually set, but we didn't take it serious because we were so infatuated by finding who we are. But I feel like we didn't do it the right ways. If we would have took what we loved, music, art, seriously, we could have found ourselves through that, and it would have been a easier transition. But you know what? I speak for myself, and I'll let you answer this, but I wouldn't change anything for the world. I wouldn't change a single thing. Everything that I've done has led me to this point in my life, and I know where I'm heading in my life. And how do you feel about that, Steve?
And I definitely agree with you, because it's not about what happened then, because if not, you're just going to end up in a deeper depression state of mind. You got to take your past as an experience and inspiration to move towards today and your future.
Absolutely.
Bring it all together, because you know what? Yeah, we could have done that before. We could have done any of that, but if we hadn't gone through what we had to, we wouldn't be where we are now, talking about the things we're talking about now. So we need to focus on today,
yeah,
and the future. You know, we can linger about it, this and that. You know what? I could have said this, could have done that, but we got to think about today. And the problem is, most people, they like to think about, you know, oh man, I should have done that. Like I keep saying, like
they dwell in the past.
Yeah. And we need to move away from that and keep moving forward. And because it's never too late. You can be 40 years old. You can be 50 years old. You can make your mark. It's every day. The more you do something, the more results you're going to see.
Yeah, I agree. And the reason why we talk about this is because this is how mental health affected us into where we're at right now, and how man, now is the best time to encourage people to talk about this, especially now where there's not as many escapes to forget about what's wrong, or you know, everything's raw and everything's right in front of you. and you don't really like, before me and you we'd be upset. We had a rough day. What would we do? We'd go watch a movie. We'd go escape for a little bit. We'd get in a car and we would drive around. We would do things. Now you really can't do any of these things like that. So people are trying to find their escape to be okay. But some people don't even know where to look. Some people don't know where to start. But I could tell you the first place to start is right here. You talk about it, bring it out, talk to a friend. And even for those that don't have that many issues going on, guess what, bro? Be the mediator for somebody else. Help someone get that, extract that out of them, man. Like one of my favorite artists of all time is that guy right there. And guess what? He's no longer with us. He was a very troubled human being with a lot of mental health issues. And sadly, it was inevitably his demise, and the list goes on with these amazing artists that even these guys that have it all together are
falling in love.
Yeah. Yeah. Straight up, bro. Straight up. Love makes you do crazy things. And first and foremost, you got to love yourself, man. You got to love yourself.
Anybody else.
When I would be deep in sadness, I would ask Steven, I'm like, Steven, how did you, because I feel like when me and Steven would get sad at certain, like at the same time when we were kids, but as we got older, there was a trend where either I was doing good and Steven maybe was doing a little bad and I had to go and come to his aid, or for a lot of the times I would be doing really bad, which was basically like most of the time. And Steven would come to my aid, and I would always remember Steven just telling me, ask the universe for it. Ask the universe for it.
But do something with that.
So yeah, exactly. Don't just ask the universe to help you out. Don't just ask whoever you want to ask to help you out. Tip the first domino, man. Let's get the ball rolling. Do something. Oh, you want to be a better person? Start talking about being a better person. You know what happens? That leads to being a better person, doing things to make you better. Whether you want to start working out, whether you want to start losing weight, maybe you want to start gaining weight. Maybe you want to start working on that hobby that you never picked up from when you were a kid. Don't regret the fact that it's taking you so long to do it. Embrace the fact that there's a time in your life where now you can do it. And you're looking in the mirror and you're like, you know what? Let's do this. Man, I know. I spend a lot of time on myself looking in the mirror, not just for the fact that I think I'm a good looking guy, but because I look at myself and I'm telling myself that I am a good looking guy, and I'm telling myself that I can do this, and I'm telling myself that no one's ever going to tell me that I can't do anything. I wake up and I want to be great. You got to want to be it. You want to pursue it. You got to, and I understand that it's hard for people, bro. It's really hard for some people just to get out of bed, dude.
Yep. Depression really never leaves. Even when you have it all, depression never really leaves. It's all about attacking the mind and saying the opposite of what your mind and your thoughts are saying to you, saying, you can't do this. No, you got to tell yourself, wait a second. No. Remind yourself that you are capable of doing anything. Even when these thoughts come in, that, oh, maybe I want to kill myself. Maybe I want to, maybe I'm not going to. No, attack those thoughts. Every day when it comes, you got to attack those thoughts. Keep moving forward, be positive, attack those thoughts, because that's how you start, that's how your mind changes, your outlook. Pick up a guitar, or maybe, like Jonathan was saying, do something you love and take your mind off those thoughts. Because again, depression, it never leaves. It comes back, it attacks you. Love is all a war. It's all a war that in ourselves, and we need to learn how to fight it every day.
Yeah, and if you're not, and there are people that aren't strong enough for that fight, Stephen. There are people. Sadly, there are people that are, and
especially during these times, even young children, like people of all ages.
Yeah,
old,
that's
committing suicide.
That's a talking point that we actually wanted to talk about. How, man, there was a 10-year-old, Raul, if am I not mistaken, a 10-year-old that had committed self-harm, committed suicide.
She left her mother a note saying, "Hey mom, I can't." It was something like, "Hey mom, I can't do this anymore. Sorry, bye."
Yeah, don't quote us on it, but it's something along those lines. We were doing some research on it. This is something that did happen. As far as the note is concerned, we really couldn't find much on it, but we do remember that coming out in the news. And man, it really. How did that make you feel, bro? A 10-year-old. Do you remember what were you doing when you were 10?
She has her whole life ahead of her. You know what I'm saying?
She hasn't done anything.
We're living in very depressing times. Also, with the media and wanting to like fit in. It's more than ever today. With Instagram, TikTok, wanting to be, and we're all locked up in a bubble, and there's not much that we can do because it's wear the mask or do this. I'm all for all that stuff, but it's just sad that we see all these young people and stuff being depressed. Because I remember at 10 years old, I was happy. I was, talking, eating whatever I wanted, drinking whatever I wanted, doing whatever I wanted. But things are different now, especially with, COVID-19 and everything that's going on in the world. It almost seems like it's the end times, but we gotta look at it at a perspective where this is a new beginning. Today is a new beginning, and things are just gonna get better from here.
Yeah. I agree, man. And going back to what you were saying, you had brought up social media. Social media is a really big factor when it comes to depression. You know what I'm saying? It's a really big factor when it comes to not feeling completely like encouraged, or like, or not having the capability to be okay, because you're looking at social media and there are people doing better than you, and I always think to myself that it's very important to sometimes detach from social media. I think that it's very important to let go of it for a little bit, but not just when times get rough, because I could speak for myself. When I'm going through a really rough patch, when I'm going through a breakup, when I'm going through a time period where I'm just not happy, and ladies and gentlemen, I'll be the first to tell you, I'm not perfect, man. I've messed up. I've fallen straight on, fallen straight on my face, and to the point where it's not just like accidentally I fall. It's like I saw that there's a crack there, and I was like, I'm still gonna go that way. And I knew that I was gonna fall. And it's very sad to when you get to a point where you're happy and then boom, you fall, because it's your own demise. You know what I'm saying? But if it's all about getting back up and keep on going. So when I say social media, I say that I think that there should be times where people disconnect when they're at their happiest, not just when they're at their saddest. And that's something that I'm learning to do as well. When I'm sad, when I'm going through a breakup, I'll delete all my social media. I'll stick to just something like Reddit. Shout out to Reddit. We need sponsors. But yeah, I'll get rid of all the toxic and the social medias, which I'm not going to name, but for the audience out there, I'm pretty sure you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay. So imagine you're doing really good in life, right? You're very successful in whatever success, you're happy. And then you just step away for social media for, imagine, a week. You go on a run in a route that you've never gone before. You go ahead and you try out new restaurants that you don't even need a blog about, that you could talk. You create a conversation with someone instead of just putting something on Snapchat. Woohoo! Look at this. No, call someone. Look at someone that's outside. Hey, you guys got to try this place. This is really good food. Obviously, now with what's going on in the world, safely, social distancing, all that stuff while you're out.
Wear a mask.
But why not call someone, call a family member they haven't called in a while. Like, hey, I just ate at this restaurant. You should try this food. It's so great. Or, hey, look at this article that I read. Disconnect from all that. It's really good. I think it's really empowering. What do you think about that?
Oh, I definitely agree with you. You always got to do if you don't change things up, you're never going to have another point of view or do anything, as a matter of fact. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just go, like you said, go on that different route. Take a road trip today. Do something that's going to inspire you so you're happy. That's how the mind works. You got to keep, attacking your mind with positivity.
Right. Yeah, most definitely, man. So let me throw out a fact out here. All right, let's get Raul in the mix. Raul, you ready to jump in the mix, brother?
Absolutely.
All right. Switch spots over here. Steven, you're gonna take a 5 minute. Let the OG host of the KNR Podcast take Raul. Hey, you tested negative, right?
Yeah, I tested negative.
All right, awesome. We're safe over here, man. We're safe.
And we're positive about that. But yeah, so just to drop a few facts about everything.
Guys, this is Raul Nieves, guys. This is the original host.
Hey, guys, I'm still here.
He's here.
Surprise, surprise, don't worry.
He's here, guys. I know that there are people out there that don't like me, that were like, boo, I want Raul back. And I'm like,
I thought I got fired too, guys. Don't worry.
Yeah,
Don't worry, me too. It's two of us. So yeah, guys. So compared to April of last year and April of this year, on the federal emergency mental health hotline, just in text messages, not even phone calls, it's up 1,000%. So
1,000%, Raul?
1,000.
That's insane, dude.
Yes, and this is all coming from the government. So we're not making these numbers up. And then, so 1/3 of people in the last 3 months have anxiety. So think about that. 1 out of 3 people have anxiety.
Right.
What does that mean?
That's crazy. You just saw 3 people on this podcast already, and that you're trying to tell me that one. Well, I for sure have. I think we all deal with anxiety. Steven, you deal with anxiety?
Definitely dealing with anxiety.
Look at that.
Super anxious.
Look at that. Look, 3 for 3 right here, bro.
If that paid my bills, well, we wouldn't be podcasting.
Give it the 1, 2, 3 like Masvidal.
Like the 3-piece and a soda. Hey, champ, you're gonna get it tomorrow.
We still pick you up, Steven. So if you want to just say anything, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah,
just
I wanted to talk about like how music and stuff.
right. We'll get to you. No, but like what I'm saying is that if you have anything to add to what me and Raul were saying for right now, we're gonna get you back on here. Don't worry about it, brother. Yeah, we're gonna get you back on here. But just you're good for the camera too. So let's
talk about anxiety. Let's dwell on that a little bit.
Let's get it. Let's attack it.
So what makes you anxious?
What makes me anxious?
What makes you anxious?
The
what
unknown.
brings that out of you?
The unknown. The unknown. Not knowing. Yeah.
Not knowing what's gonna happen next, or if even what you're doing even matters.
Yeah.
Take risks.
Yeah. Or lack of risk.
Or
even.
lack of risk taking. Yeah.
Hey, I don't know about you guys, but I was playing it fairly safe before all this happened. Working day to day, skip diddly do. Oh, it's Tuesday. Oh, it's Wednesday. Get my little 9 to 5 money. Awesome. And then the world closed on me. Wasn't my fault. I didn't do anything. But could I have prepared better? Could I have done better? Yeah. So I brought that anxiety upon myself because I didn't prepare.
So with that being said, let's talk about anxiety and depression when it comes to essential workers. Me or myself, Raul, and Steven all have had to work through these crazy times. I myself had to. My job closed down. For you guys that have listened, Dave & Buster's closed down for twice already, and in between, and even now, I'm working at McDonald's. I'm working as a cook overnight. So I'm still going out there. I'm putting my health on the risk, but I gotta do what I gotta do, and I gotta understand that someone's gotta do it. And you know what? Like we talked about in the last podcast, Raul, we gotta do it for the people that can. Yeah. For those people that have those compromised immune systems that need their unemployment, that need to stay home, then I do this for you. We do it for you. We do it so that you guys are able to be okay, and let alone that we need to do it too. We need to make money, and we can't just rely.
So if you're watching, my landlord, we do it for you too.
Oh yeah.
Because that don't stop, right?
And also Steven's he works at the supermarket. At a supermarket. We're not gonna say which one,
but they do sell food there.
But they definitely sell food.
They sell food.
A lot of it. So, and that's probably and I tip my hat off to him, man, because that's very scary. That's a very, very, very scary
yeah.
Definitely. We come in contact with hundreds of people a day. You know what I'm saying? We have no choice. I work by the self-checkout, and I get pretty hands-on. I have to go on the machine next to the person. The person needs help.
Right.
The person needs me to do something about it. And we're in contact the whole time. And knowing that I have this heart condition and everything, I'm wearing the mask the whole time. And I have a lot of anxiety thinking about me getting it and then something happening to me. But God, none of that's gonna happen. But because I take care of myself and everything. But those are things that make me anxious working in this environment.
Now,
most definitely.
Do you feel that your job does a good job of making sure that you are safe through these conditions, because you do have a health risk, if you want to elaborate on that as well?
That my job most definitely does that. We take all the precautions. They check our temperature when we get in. They give us gloves. They give us masks. They let especially with my heart condition, they let me take as many breaks as I need to. Like, let's say I need to sit down because I'm not feeling so well.
You want to give I
can go to the bathroom.
You want to give a quick little synopsis on what happened to you, man? Like, just so you guys know that when he says he just has a heart condition, man, this guy had a major a surgery.
It was a major heart surgery. I don't like to think of it as that. It was just a little bump in the road, but it was a pretty big surgery. I had an aneurysm on the main aortic valve. So that's the main valve, that connects to the heart and allows blood to flow throughout the whole body. So I had an aneurysm and they had to take it out. And, it wasn't looking so good. I thought I was never going to get up. I thought I wasn't going to walk because I had the chest tubes on for a longer period of time. It was a tough cookie, Now I have a mechanical valve inside of me ticking away. It's an artificial object, and every day I'm just anxious about everything because who knows what's gonna happen. It's scary, and with everything going on.
Steven, you want to put the mic towards your?
Maybe we can hear it.
You hear that, ladies and gentlemen? Everybody be quiet. Tori, stop yelling. That, my friend, is what was it, Steven? What did you say? It's
a artificial valve.
Yeah, man. That's his heart.
Connected to the heart.
Yeah, man. That's crazy. So now so thank you for sharing that. So now going back to it. So he has more to lose than
Most people.
Yeah, than most people, and he's still doing it. So like, and you know what? If you're not getting enough credit, Steven, let me be the one to tell you, good job, bro.
Hey guys,
you're doing a great
wearing
job.
Wearing a mask doesn't make you Iron Man, but that guy's closer than most of us.
You know what I'm saying? And essential workers out there, we're doing this episode for you guys, because along like us, we've hit real rough patches of throughout being an essential worker. Raul, you want to talk about the hardest day that you had? I know you did a delivery food service. Oof, almost messed up.
I did a delivery food service,
dropped the ball,
and a grocery delivering service as well.
Right. Okay. So
yeah, man, so I started off in like right smack in the middle of the beginning of the pandemic, when everything closed down. I'm there, I'm working at my little safe job, and one day to another, hey, we're not going to reopen indefinitely. Cool. But want to know what did stay open? My bills. Phenomenal. So nothing. You feel bad for yourself, but then that doesn't solve anything. But we fall in those trends. So you fight or flight, and I flew. So I work in 12-hour days on my own schedule, just trying to make it happen, sitting in my car all day, driving all around Miami, trying to make it happen. And you just saw the craziest things. You see people fighting with each other, trying to just skip each other in line because you have lines wrapped around the grocery store because everybody thinking that the world's going to end. And for a lot of
toilet paper.
Yeah. The Great Pyramid of Toilet Paper, as they call it. The Great 2020 Drought of Toilet Paper. But alas, everybody was acting like the world ended because for most people, their world did end. But visually, it's like nothing ever changed. It's not an earthquake. It's not a hurricane. You look outside your window, it looks just like it did last year. But it's a whole different world.
So I'm going to go ahead and say that Raul, I mean, obviously, we're not just hosts. We're best friends. We're all really good friends here. But, Raul, when this all first started, he really gave me inspiration because he would, we would hang out and he would go full day's worth of work. And this was before I even started working. I had just gotten laid off, and he would come home, or he would come over, just to shoot the shit, to talk. And he would come exhausted, bro. And this guy looked like he went through war. He would sit there and he'd be like, bro, like, I don't even know, like, if this is even worth doing anymore, because it's like society itself is just attacking each other, and people are fighting over this and over that. And he would tell me these stories, and I'm like, dude, this is taking a toll on you mentally. Mentally, it's taking a toll on you. But the inspiration came from because he kept on going. Because you have to. And not only he was taking initiative, and he's talking about helping out homeless people and giving food to them, and this, and I'm like, that's awesome, bro. That you're still finding a form of inspiration. And I kind of feel like you were trying to like, you weren't seeing enough good being done in front of you, so you wanted to create your own good. You know what I'm saying?
That's absolutely on
and then I started doing the same thing. I started doing the exact same thing. Started helping out homeless people, specifically any leftover food from the job that I would work at. I'd take it over there, or I'd do pack little lunches for the homeless people that live in that reside in the area of which I work. And I take a scooter to work, so I go outside and I see all these guys, and I Raul inspired me to try to help these guys out. So with that being said, I also hit a form of depression. I mean, I lost my job at Dave & Buster's that I've been working there for almost 5 years. And
that was your family, bro.
Yeah, man. That's a big job to work at. There's a lot of people that go into working there. I worked with like 40, 50 people, not even more, like 80, 90 people. So imagine that got shut down. I mean, my finances didn't stop, like Raul said, but I had to, I couldn't wait for unemployment. So I did 2 weeks without working, and I almost lost my mind because I'm someone that has this work mentality. No matter what, I want to be doing something. And I went ahead and I'm like, all right, I got to find something. And I got this job at this fast food joint. And, thankfully for them, I've been able to continue working there and sustain my finances, and also, and thankful that Dave & Buster's opened up, but granted they closed down again. So imagine I can't be the only person that's going through this, where their restaurant or their job opened up, closed down, opened up, closed down. The type of security. And what did I say? I was that one
Or
statement.
lack thereof security.
When you ask me what gives me anxiety, I say the unknown. So imagine going to work thinking it's your last shift there. It's demoralizing, bro.
It's exhausting.
It's exhausting. It gives you anxiety.
You don't want to try. You don't want to try. You're
For
gonna
what?
feel
For what? You don't even know
you're
if it's
gonna
worth
feel
it.
abandoned again at the end of the day. That's why. And thank you for saying everything you said. I didn't know I didn't know I inspired you that way.
No, you're welcome.
That's awesome. Thank you.
I was just the one to get to your head, but yeah.
Well,
I think you're pretty great.
Well, unfortunately, my head just filled up the whole room, so that's that now. But with that said, yeah, man, no, for sure. But you did make a really good point. I didn't see as much of people helping each other as we want to, because hey, everybody felt abandoned. So forget about everybody, because in some senses we were abandoned.
Bro, I feel like
abandoned by society, our governments, all types of things.
I feel like just like when social distancing came out, it gave people the idea that they had to be far from each other, which is accurate. But since they were far from each other, they had nothing to do with one another.
Which is not
think
the same.
about that. Social distancing is in order so that you.
The only reason is to help each other.
Exactly. But
we're not playing patty cake out here.
People I feel like society looked at it and was like, oh, since I got to be far from that guy, I can't help that guy. Yeah. Like,
I can't reach you, bro.
You know, and I don't think
I can't touch you.
I don't think just.
Yeah. Like I said, I experienced that at I was grocery shopping at a grocery store, obviously, and an old lady dropped her cans of Coke, and in my head I was like, do I pick that up because I don't want to spread germs to her? Like, right. You know, it was like I always want to do these good things, but now I have to like think about it without affecting that other person. So it's pretty hard.
Did you
almost scare people?
What did you do? Did you supervise her? I would have just been like. Oh, it's not working.
Right. My Jedi powers aren't working today.
Abuelita, I tried. You know what I'm saying?
La locura.
Like just fucking hit him with.
Basically.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but what else could you do? You know what? Hey, if you do that, maybe they get a laugh out of it.
Exactly.
You know? I think that.
Yeah, right, bro. One time I tried to help a lady out with her groceries. She literally was like, stay away from me. Get away from me. I was like, you know what? Not a problem.
Hey, man. No problem.
We're good to go.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I've always lived by these principles, and it's you kill like if you try to help someone and they're super, because there are those people out there that you want to try to help.
But they don't want your help, bro.
Hey, man, just
not everybody wants your help, guys. But
to each their own.
Doesn't
guys.
mean you can't try.
You don't know what anybody's going through, man. You don't know what anybody's going through. You know, especially now in such a delicate time where you like live and let be. You know what I'm saying? Live and let be. Let people, you know. Try to help when you can. If you see that someone's struggling, if you see someone in your circle, or if you see someone in your social media platform is going and posting just sad songs, right? Just to give an example, they're posting sad songs, sad lyrics, they feel alone. What's stopping you from reaching out to them? Even if you haven't talked to them in years,
you're stuck at home all day, right?
Reach out to them. Have a conversation with them. Bro, the reason why we're on this podcast is because we feel like there's so much to talk about. And we just want to talk about it.
And nobody's talking about it.
No one's talking about it.
No one's talking about it.
I have yet to see, Raul, have you seen any government official come out and talk about depression, talk about anxiety, talk about mental health? Why is it that?
Dan, if there have been, please send us clips. Send us articles.
Yeah, oh, yeah, no, for sure. Shut me up. Please. I don't want to be right in this. I don't feel good talking about this. I want to be wrong. I wish I was wrong. I wish I didn't have to talk about this.
Absolutely.
I wish we could just sit here and talk about, these are probably the biggest Star Wars fans I know. I wish we could just talk about Star Wars all day, but alas, we can't.
And we're gonna talk. And we're capable of it.
Oh no, we could do this.
We're capable.
Don't doubt that. You're gonna see in the Guinness Book of World Records 3 Miami men do a 24-hour podcast
just on Star Wars. What's your favorite Kyber crystal color? Mine is the purple one.
How many midi-chlorians do you think that Ahsoka had?
She totes had midi-chlorians.
Oh my God. Did you see what Ben Kenobi said to... Okay, I'm done. I didn't know where I was going with that. I was going to say, did you see nonsense. What Ben Kenobi was saying to the Sand people? He told
Old Ben Kenobi from down the road.
Man, you remember that Family Guy episode where he sees Chris and the lightsaber is like limp and it just...
Oh, no, but it took a few tries. But
he's hitting the...
All right. So there's a nonsense for the day, guys.
Yeah. We gotta, you know, we're pretty funny people, and we wanted to keep it light.
We're the fun guys.
We wanted to keep it light
quote
too.
Unquote, Larry.
Yeah, man. So yeah. So I mean, when it comes down to it, what was the point of this episode was just to come out and say that help people out, help yourself out. And for those that are listening, bro, we're here to talk to, bro. Raul, would you turn anybody away that wants to speak about their mental health?
I don't.
Would you, Steven?
Never.
And we'll shout out Steven's Instagram so you guys could go follow him. But guess what, man? I know for a fact that I've known this man I've known both these guys for a very long time. And even if I don't know you, and if he doesn't know you, and if he doesn't know you, and you follow us on Instagram or Twitter or whatever you follow on, and you just need someone to talk to us.
Yep.
Talk to us, man. Talk to us. Tell us your story.
We're here.
We want you to be heard. And and granted, don't think that by me saying talk to us means that, okay, we're going to get what they're talking about and we're going to put it on this podcast. No, that's not what I mean at all.
But we could have a conversation.
We could have a conversation where you feel heard. And if you want your experience to be mentioned on this show to help out other people, we could talk about you anonymously. Or you know what? And if you don't care and you want your name to be heard, we could do that too. It's up to you. But even if you just want to talk aside from this podcast, guess what, bro? We're human beings and we're doing this for human beings, for us, for you, for everybody, man. We're trying to bring people together. We're trying to bring people together. So I want to go back to
that's all for a good time, brother.
Yeah, man. You wanna let that give you the you want to do it for me?
I got you.
Yeah, there it is, baby.
For those who
Roger Rabbits.
Yeah, apparently I'm Roger Rabbit.
Roger Rabbit, ladies and gentlemen.
Don't worry, we will start merchandising some ears.
So we're gonna be wrapping this up pretty soon. But let's go ahead and I want to go ahead and say, so I downloaded a bunch of social media as well did Raul, just for this podcast, so we could be able to promote it, so we could get people to listen to it.
I actually don't like social media too much.
We don't like social media at all.
I was being polite.
I love Reddit. And once again, Reddit, sponsor us, bro. I'll tattoo it right here, dude.
Come on.
We love you guys.
There's a lot of real estate here.
But yeah, man. So in the process of me downloading social media, right, there are some social media platforms that are definitely more toxic than others, right? Would you guys agree?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. So when I came across a certain social media that I'm not going to name because at this point, I don't want to mess anything up. One of the social medias that I saw was extremely toxic, right? And even with that being said, I remember telling myself, Jonathan, whatever you do not write, or don't put yourself in a conversation that you shouldn't put yourself in. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I told myself that for the first couple of times, and then I came across a post where I just couldn't keep my mouth shut. And it got me into this crazy argument with this person, and then this person's over here, and this person's telling me that I'm an idiot, and then this person's telling me I should die, and all this crazy stuff just because I said one thing.
And
it wasn't even like a thing that I took sides, because I'm very in the middle. I said one thing. I said that maybe you shouldn't say something this way. Maybe instead of talking down to someone, you educate that person. Why not? Why can't that be a thing? So my question to you guys is would you agree with, in the sense of right now we all have different political views. Would you?
There's no right or wrong answer.
Yeah. Would you agree in the sense of, instead of arguing, educating?
I don't think we should be talking about politics on social media anyway. You can't get your point across on 150 characters.
Oh, you hit it on the money, brother.
That's not a thing.
And why are you gonna argue? Why are you gonna argue with people that you don't even know? You know what I'm saying? Those people are gonna say some crazy things. You don't even know if that's a real point of view. They could be trolling you for all you know.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like they could literally be they don't, just because somebody says something doesn't mean they mean it. Breaking news. Not everybody says what they really mean.
Yeah, dude, bro. It's just, like I said, man, social media is a very, very crazy place.
I'm super good off that. I'm here because I'm trying to get this going, and I want to get our message out there.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I don't care about your pictures.
For sure, man. For sure. All right. How do you guys feel with that? You guys, let's get Steven back on here, and we'll close it out with
All right. So I'm gonna sign off from here.
Yeah.
Let these guys close out again. Thank you, Steven, for being with us.
Thank you, Raul.
Thank you, everybody, for watching at home.
All right. Let's make this happen. Awesome, guys. I hope you guys are enjoying this raw take of KNR, man, talking about what really matters out here, which is you guys and how you feel and your happiness. Hey, Steven, welcome back.
Hello there.
Hello, puppet. What is it? Hello, puppet.
Hello, puppet.
There it is, you little puppet. All right, so Steven, before we sign off here, let's talk about Your lowest point, if you don't mind me asking.
My lowest point.
Yeah. And don't feel don't hold back because your girlfriend's in the or your fiance's in the room. I want you to be as real and raw as possible to an extent.
All right, my lowest point, I'll say, was a few years back. I met this girl, and I thought, I wanted her so bad. She was like I thought I was gonna go far with this girl, and from that, I spent a load of money, and I totally regret it. But you know what I learned? I learned a lot about that situation, and it was just my ego and my old doings of focusing on love and trying to find the one and trying to be this, and I fell into a deep trance of depression. And I tried to get myself out of it because I can't bring anything back. I can't bring that time back, and it just affected me. And I think about it. I used to think about it a lot, and nowadays I don't look at it as a regret, because I'm happy that I learned from it. And at the end of the day, it was always my fault, because I had the choice to walk away. I was aware of everything that was going on, but I still kept burying. Blah, blah, blah.
No, say don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Hey, this is a real conversation. It's okay.
Burying myself in my own head.
Burying, like you're talking about, like
okay,
buried. Okay.
Yeah. Right,
like throwing your own dirt on top of you, like you're burying yourself alive. Okay, yeah. I gotta go.
I lost myself, to be honest.
No. Come on. Think. You were doing really good. You're burying yourself with all this regret. And no. I'm sorry. You weren't burying yourself with regret because you don't regret it. You're just burying yourself with I want to say. Yeah, with everything that happened.
Yeah. And I learned. What, it was my choice, and I now I see the good in people, and I know the difference between good and bad.
But what led you to? Okay, so because guys, this is the first time I'm hearing about this too. I mean, me and him have known each other for a great deal of time, but there's been points in our lives where we weren't so physically there for each other, So for this moment right here, I can't say that I remember at all this happening. So my question to you is, Steven, is what were the tools that you used? What was it that you did to dig yourself out of the grave that you're saying that you dug yourself in?
Well, after like thinking about certain things, suicide, and telling myself how dumb I was and how worthless I was and I wasn't going anywhere, I just, again, like what we were talking about earlier, I attacked my brain. I attacked it with positive thoughts. I got out of it. I kept reminding myself that life is good. I started to, like I was talking about earlier, self-love. I started going to the beach by myself, bringing a book, bringing a speaker, start bringing the little ukulele, start playing it to random people, starting a conversation like we were talking about. And then that's when I met the woman that I'm with right now, that I'm engaged to, I'm happy to announce. And she has changed my life. She has pushed me to be a better man. She has pushed me to pursue my music even more, giving me the funds that I need to pursue the music. With her, I met contacts through LA and everything. And now I've been working with a really good producer at this moment. And I also have the chance to work with my other friends as a guitarist, and we set up a band, and, we're putting funds into that. It's not only me now, but, I got to meet these connects, and I'm just moving forward in life. Things are getting better. Some of the music production got delayed because I was supposed to go to New York, and that's where my producer is, and coronavirus kind of, dipped it all away, took it all away from me.
Right.
But I fought back. My friend bought the Ableton system, Logic Pro. He literally learned everything. He bought a tutor. We started recording from home, and now we're sending the stems to our producers, and, we're getting work done, and I learned a lot from that lowest point. I learned that, again, self-love, doing things you love and pushing forward. And that's when good things come. Again, asking for the universe, telling you, hey, can I get this? Can I get this? I honestly asked for the girl I'm with now. I literally was on point with everything that I said. I was like, please bring me this. Please bring me that. And guess what? God brought it to me. Sometimes I may take it to granted like everybody else. We have something good, and it may crumble sometimes, but you got to pick up and figure out and remember how it all started. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody's perfect. And that had to have been one of the lowest points, because I couldn't get out of it. It was a funk, and it's like, am I ever gonna get a girl? Am I ever gonna get a girl? I was so focused on getting a girl, but I was never focused on myself. So, and now I see that I'm focusing myself and all good things are coming.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm so happy that you got to that point. I'm so happy with who you're with. I think she's so great. And shout out to Tori. You got a woman.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I didn't get a girl. I got a woman.
So, you know, I mean, we're firm believers that darkness does not exist without light, and light doesn't exist without darkness, you know?
It's a constant chase.
Yeah, man.
And you're in the middle of it.
Absolutely.
But you choose which side you're going to take. As hard as it is, because I'm going to tell you, it wasn't easy. I convinced myself that there was only darkness, you know, and this wasn't the first like lowest point, you know. There was girls in the past where I got with and I messed up myself, thinking I let my ego get in the way, and I let those good girls get away from me because of my ego and my darkness, and I didn't appreciate what I had in front of me.
It's funny because we started off saying our friendship as well, you said how you were hopeless romantic in high school.
Yeah, we were both.
I'm still looking. I'm still looking. I'm a hopeless romantic right now, bro. But all of everything that we've gone through has led us to be where we're at. And I mean, I just thought about this right now. What do you think about this? You could either be filled with darkness, surrounded by light, or filled with light, surrounded by darkness. I'd rather be filled with light, surrounded by darkness, man. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? If the brighter you the brighter you shine, the less darkness, bro. The more light gets thrown out around you, bro. Mm-hmm. And guess what happens, ladies and gentlemen, when you surround yourself with nothing but people that are filled with light and don't have darkness. It's like one of those lights at Tropical Park. You know what I'm saying? Those lights that are just, you know, those stadium-like lights when you surround yourself with nothing but good. And that's something that I could say that has helped me get out of that grave. So I cut out all the toxic people in my life, the people that didn't care, that only wanted to be with me to party, the people that only wanted to be with me when I was doing good, or when I had a party to DJ, or where I had a platform, or this and that, you know, when I was being successful in my own life. But guess what? Those people fed me the worst advice. They were only there for the wrong reasons. And now and it's crazy because through this quarantine, me and Raul would say it all the time, it took the world ending for us to get our together, bro. They really did. And we're still working on it. But you know what? I can say that we're surrounding ourselves with the right people. Would you say not?
I definitely agree. And, you know, going back to it, you know, take serious matters serious.
Please.
But at the end of the day, no one gets out alive. So enjoy your time. Enjoy the light.
Yeah, man. So with that being said, I hear my dog barking. You hear that guy? William. So that guy's telling us that it's he's over it. He's done with the silence. We're gonna be logging off. Steven, you got anything? Any new music? Any new content coming out soon? What's going on?
At the moment, we're looking to finish our album by January, and you know, put everything together, make the music video, all that stuff.
And
all that good
where
stuff.
can people listen to you at? What's your?
You can listen to me on all platforms: Spotify, Apple Music, you name it. I am under the name RUNO. RUNO. And one of the songs I have out now that you heard in the previous podcast is Glasses. And I have a few other songs there, like acoustic ones that you can enjoy.
Great stuff.
And my Instagram is RUNO Music _ on Instagram. So, you know.
I mean, I think it's pretty adequate. I think it's only adequate that we put one of your other songs after this podcast. I think we'll do that. We'll definitely do that.
All right.
You'll pick the song. He'll send me the audio file. We'll talk to our producer.
We'll get it done.
And we'll get it done. We'll get you another song so you guys get, for those that liked what you heard last time.
I'm excited for all of you to hear it. It's going to be big.
Thank you so much for coming on, Steven. This is Knowledge, Nonsense, and Reasoning, Mental Health Edition. We love you guys. Signing off. Check us out. Check us out on Sirius XM Radio, July 22nd, channel 145, baby. Slam Radio. Let's do this. Tori, stop yelling. Bye.
You gotta cut and edit some parts where I messed up speaking.
Oh no, we're gonna work on that.
I'm not cutting a single thing.
Shut up. I'm not cutting a single thing.